नमो ओं विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे. Hare Krishna everyone. So I welcome you all for the daily reading session. So those who wants to read, so kindly raise your hand and we can get started. Yeah. So Hare Giri Prabhu, you can start please.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam.
Nana Pranam.
Mystic Television, right? From
No,
there
I
I
think
can start.
from here, I think.
Okay.
Dr. Singh.
Okay, Prabhuji. Dr. Singh, some scientists say that we have improved on nature by making things like plastic and medicine. Srila Prabhupada, in Vedic times, people ate on silver and golden plates, but now the scientists have improved things with plastic plates. Dr. Singh, the plastic has become a great problem because they cannot get rid of it. There is no way to dispose of it. It just continues to pile up. May I continue, Prabhu?
Yeah, we'll continue, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Here is the proof. Dr. Wolf Rodke, the materialist, would be more sincere if they said, we don't want to be taken out of our dream. We want to continue trying to enjoy our senses with all our machines. But they will not admit that their attempts to enjoy always fail. Srila Prabhupada, that is their foolishness. Eventually, they have to admit it. Dr. Wolf Rodke, but they say, try again, Srila Prabhupada. How can they try? Suppose you cannot see because you are suffering from cataracts. If you try to see, you try. Is that the cure for cataracts? No, you will never be cured like that. You must go to a physician who will perform a surgical operation to restore your eyesight. You cannot see by trying and trying. Dr. Wolf Rodke. That is just what they don't want to accept. That all their efforts to know the truth by materialistic science have failed. Srila Prabhupada, they are foolish. They will not take good advice. If you give a rascal some good advice, if you give a rascal some good advice, he will become angry just like a serpent. Suppose you bring a serpent into your home and say, "My dear serpent, please live with me. Every day I will give nice food, milk and bananas. The snake will be very pleased, but the result will be that its poison will increase. And one day you will say, imitates a bitten person." Dr. Wolf Rodke, but the scientists will never give up hope. Srila Prabhupada, their plans are being frustrated at every moment, but still they are hoping. Student, Srila Prabhupada, one librarian wanted me to prove that Bhagavad Gita was 5,000 years old. He wanted to see a copy that was written down 5,000 years ago. Srila Prabhupada, suppose I go into a dark room and say to the person inside, the sun has risen, come out. The person in darkness may say, where is the proof that there is light? First prove it to me, then I'll come out. I may plead with him, please, just come out and see. But if he does not come out to see, he remains ignorant, waiting for the proof. So, if you simply read the Bhagavad Gita, you will see everything. Come and see. Here is the proof.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, so Prabhupada is expertly explaining it all the lighter moments in this whole purport. So firstly, we see how the modern days, what we have improved. So previously, Prabhupada is saying the Vedic times they are eating in silver and golden plates. Now we are eating in paper plates or plastic plates. So yeah, that's how we are actually in a way we're advancing in opposite direction. So, and coming to the next section here, here is the proof. So Prabhupada is beautifully explaining. So with this analogy, so the people are not willing to get the wisdom. So they're just happy sitting in the dark room, like Prabhupada is saying. So they're not willing to have that open mind and then just try to have a or say the faith in listening to all the scriptures. So Prabhupada is saying, so if a cataract person, so they're all trying here to prove God with their material science. So they cannot do because their cataract needs to be cured. So they need to really go to the person who can help us realize God, because the self-realized person has seen experienced God and he has seen the God. So we don't have that experience. So we really need to have the surgery done by such a kind of bona fide guru. So, so how they are not willing to accept? So Prabhupada is again telling, so they're fools, so or rascal. So even if you give some good advice, they'll only become angry because they're so puffed up that they're full of knowledge and they don't like any suggestions. They think they know everything. So Prabhupada is comparing such a ignorant rascals as serpents. So we might feed them, we might pleasingly take care of the serpent, but ultimately it is going to bite us to death. So in that sense, yeah, they might only look at improving the problems in this world, but not give us a real solution. But we need to have at least we can approach the scripture like Bhagavad Gita. So everyone wants a proof this is God exists or Bhagavad Gita is written 5,000 years back. But when you just have that open mind and then just read Bhagavad Gita, so Prabhupada is telling we'll know everything. So we just have to have that simple faith and read Bhagavad Gita, and then everything is revealed, and there is a proof. You also get the proof that way. Revati Mataji, would you like to continue, please?
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
The 16th morning walk. The meaning of a supreme. Srila Prabhupada. What is the meaning of a supremacy in this material world? Why do you accept President Nixon as the supreme person within your state? Dr. Singh, because he has some power. Srila Prabhupada. Yes. And why is he supreme? Because as the government's number one servant, he gets the highest salary, has all the best facilities, and his order is final. Dr. Singh, he has the power to convince others. Srila Prabhupada. No, you may not agree with him, but because he is supreme, you have to accept his order. That is his position. It does not depend on your acceptance or non-acceptance. That is the meaning of supremacy. It is not. The Vedic literature says that one who has the symptoms of supremacy is fortune. The supremely fortunate person is God. Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevaya Manam. He is served by hundreds and thousands of Lakshmis or goddesses of fortune. Brahma Samhita 5.29. Here on this planet, we are begging a little favor from the goddesses of fortune. But Krishna is always worshipped by many thousands of goddesses of fortune. Dr. Singh, to convince of anyone so fortunate is beyond our thinking capacity. Srila Prabhupada. Yes, therefore Krishna is achintya, inconceivable. We cannot estimate how great or fortunate he is. Achintya means that which we cannot estimate. We can see only a part of God's opulence. This material nature, which is only a partial exhibition of God's potencies. The Supreme Personality has many potencies. He has inferior energies and superior energies. In the Bhagavad Gita 7.4, Krishna says, Bhumi Apo Nalo Vayu Kam Mano Buddhir Eva Cha Ahankara Ityam Me Vina Prakritir Astada. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 comprise my serpented material energies. In the next verse of the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna describes his superior energies, Paraprakriti, which is manifested as the spiritual world. So, if in the inferior material energy, there are so many wonderful things, just imagine how much more important and how much more wonderful things are in the spiritual world. This is the meaning of superior.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you.
Yeah. So here Prabhupada is explaining the meaning of supreme. So, and he's started with asking about how the president of US is supreme within their country. So it's not because of his, he's able to convince others. Prabhupada is giving a clear example. So because of his position, so people have to follow. So we also know how during the demonetization, so many people didn't like it, but still it was the order given by the prime minister. So we don't have an option. So in that way, so that is a real supremacy. So it is because of the position. So people have to accept the order. And so Prabhupada is referring to Brahma Samhita, where Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam. So there are hundreds and thousands, in fact, millions of Lakshmis who are waiting for serving Krishna. So, but like Prabhupada is mentioning here, in this planet, we're all running behind Mother Lakshmi. We want only money. But when we have Krishna, so Mother Lakshmi is always there. So by default, we don't need to run behind Lakshmi, but we just have to have Krishna. So we have to serve Krishna. And wherever Krishna is, so he is Madhava. So obviously there will be fortune and goddess of fortune along with him. So, but the Prabhupada is explaining the Achintya Shakti, so inconceivable energies of the Lord. So Lord possesses so much of energy, so his opulence is unlimited. And Prabhupada is referring to both material energy and spiritual energy. So where all these Panchamahabhuta and all the subtle elements like mind, intelligence, and ego. So everything are Krishna's separated energies. So even our intelligence is Krishna's separated energy. So even our body is Krishna's. The body which is made up of 5 great elements is Krishna's separated energy. So and Prabhupada is giving us a food for thought. So if this material world has so many things which we can see the wonderful things, so he's just giving a question how much beautiful the spiritual world would be, and that's the meaning of superiority. So Krishna is effortlessly managing both all the whole universes and unlimited universes. Gokul Prabhu, do you like to continue, please?
Yeah, Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
The mysteries of yogic power. Hridayananda Dasa Goswami and all the varieties of life we see on the earth contained in the spiritual world. Srila Prabhupada, yes, and moreover, if in this inferior energy there are so many wonderful varieties of life, just think how much wonderful are in the superior varieties of life in the spiritual world. Even in the material universe, the inhabitants of some planets are far superior to those on other planets. For example, people on Earth practice mystic yoga for achieving wonderful power, but people on planet called Siddhaloka have these great yogic powers naturally. On Earth, it is natural that a bird can fly, but we cannot expect except with costly machines. However, on such planets as Siddhaloka, the residents can fly even from one planet to another without machine. They can go to other planets simply at will. Even on Earth, there are some yogis who can take their bath early in the morning in 4 places at once. Jagannatha Puri, Rameshwara, Haridwar, and Dwaraka. One yogi friend used to visit my father in Kolkata. The yogi told him that when the yogi, would simply sit down and touch his guru, he would travel to Kolkata from Dwaraka in 2 minutes. That is yogic power. So, what are the today's airplanes? Durvasa Muni traveled all over the universe and up to Vaikunda within one year. According to modern calculations, certain planets in the universe are more than 40,000 light years distance from the Earth. This means that it would take 40,000 years to reach these planets if you traveled at the speed of light. Even if they had the means, how could astronauts live for 40,000 years? So why are they so proud? The scientists have a theory, Dr. Singh. The scientists have a theory that they can produce a machine that will travel at the speed of light. Srila Prabhupada, that is Rascal Dom, they say that, but they will never be able to do it.
Thank you,
Srila
Prabhu.
Okay, Prabhu.
Yeah. So here, Prabhupada is further mentioning about mysteries of yogic power. So because in this material world we have so many wonderful things. Since Prabhupada mentioned, in spiritual world there is beyond, right? So Prabhupada is trying to give an example even within this material world. So even on the earthly planet, people can attain siddhis. So with the siddhis they can go. So we know the Ashta siddhis, right? Anima, Lagima, Garima. So in that way, so by attaining mystic powers, we can do wonderful things. And Prabhupada is also telling the higher planetary system like Siddhaloka, so they naturally have this mystic powers. So they don't need to practice also. So if such a things are possible within this material world, and how great and magnanimous it would be in the spiritual world. So, and Prabhupada is further explaining how Durvas Muni traveled all over the universe, but it is not possible with the material technology or the current technology that we have to travel at such a speed. And Prabhupada is talking about almost 40,000 years. So if even he was traveling at the speed of light, so it would take now, with the current speed, the astronauts cannot live for 40,000 years. So that's not possible. So that is the power of yogic mysticism. Manya Mataji, would like to continue, please?
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhu.
Okay.
Vedic cosmology. Srila Prabhupada. There are many invisible planets and stars. For example, when the Rahu planet passes before the sun and moon, there is an eclipse. But the scientists describe an eclipse differently. Actually, the Rahu planet causes an eclipse. There are many questionable points regarding the modern scientist theory of the eclipse. Their explanation is incorrect according to Vedic information. Dr. Singh. But the scientists say that they can prove their theories, Srila Prabhupada. They say that science proves everything, but that is nonsense. The scientist has proved everything except what he is, that he does not know. And why does he die? That also he does not know. That is the extent of his knowledge. Dr. Singh, they can make a model of the universe. They can make the model of the planets and the moon. Srila Prabhupada, if they can make things, why don't they make an imitation sun to save electricity? These rascals say everything, but they cannot do anything. That is their position. If they can make a model of the universe, let them make the big model of the sun. Then in the dark night, we will not have to spend so much money on electricity, but they cannot do it. Yet they speak big words simply to take money from the taxpayers. They say they know the compositions of the moon and the composition of the sun. So why can't they make them? Why can't they create an artificial sun so that people of Iceland and Greenland can be saved from so much cold? God is name.
We'll discuss till here. Thank you, Mataji. Yeah, so Prabhupada is actually challenging once again. So to see how, with all in the name of science, what are we trying to really achieve, right? So we're not solving any huge problems. Rather, we're creating some complexities also in the name of advancement. So here, Prabhupada is challenging. So what does the scientist proved? They're doing so many things, but they don't know anything about themselves. So why they're taking birth and why does he die? So they all not inquiring this. And so if we don't know about ourselves, so what is that we're trying to solve? We don't even know our problem. We don't even know about ourselves. So, and they're making a model of the universe and model of the planets and moon. So Prabhupada is challenging. Why can't they create a sun and they can solve so many problems? We don't need electricity. And the people in the northern hemisphere, so they're suffering during the winter. It's very cold. There is not even sun for 6 months in the Finland, Norway, things like that, places like that. So why are not they solving problem if they can create an imitation sun? So this is not possible. So this is the real Vedic cosmology which we cannot imitate. Sindhu Mataji, would you like to continue, please?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Pranams.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah,
God is never zero.
Hare Krishna. Okay, God is never zero. Hari Bol, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srila Prabhupada, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu once gave the example of the jewel called Chintamani, which produces many other jewels while remaining as it is. Om Purnam Adap Purnamidam Purnat Purnam Udachyate Purnasya Purnam Adhaya Purnam Evava Shishyate. Sri Ishopanishad invocation. The meaning of this verse is that although everything emanates from the personality of Godhead, he never diminishes. Here on earth, the petrol is running out and this is becoming a terrible problem, but the sun is still shining and will continue to shine for an untold number of years. And Krishna can create millions of suns. In fact, he has already done so, but he is still fully potent. He has lost nothing. That is God, and that is the supreme energy of God, Achintya Shakti. We have some money to spend, and the next day our account becomes zero. Rascals say that ultimate truth is zero, Shunyavada. They do not know that God is never zero, that he is always positive. So we must have a clear idea of God. Theologians should take these ideas from the Vedic descriptions and not be misled by fools and rascals. God and his full energies are explained in the Vedic literatures. Our energy is lost, but God's is not. That is a difference between God and us. I cannot walk swiftly or do many other things that a young man can do because I have lost my youthful energy. God is always youthful. Advaitam Achyutam Anadim Anantarupam. Adhyam Purana Purusham Navayavvanam Cha. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is absolute, infallible, and beginningless. Expanded into unlimited forms, he is the original person, the oldest, and always appearing as a fresh youth. Brahma Shamhita 5.33. Krishna also says in the Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Prideshe Arjuna Tishtati. The Supreme Lord is situated in everyone's heart. He is also within every atom, but still he is one. That is God, and he is Advaita without duality. Not that he is living within your heart and a different personality is living within my heart. No, they are one. God is everywhere by his all pervasive features, and he is also localized, yet he is still one.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Pranam.
Hare Krishna. So here, so Prabhupada is explaining spiritual mathematics. So Prabhupada is quoting the Ishopanishad shloka. So because we are all talking about the God's energy, so Prabhupada is quoting how the Lord is complete. So Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. It's like, yeah, so there are so many emanations coming from the Lord, so still Lord remains complete. And also whatever is coming for example, it's material nature, even the material nature is also complete. So it can sustain on itself because so God has arranged in such a way. So, but then, so we cannot claim that, yeah, I can also be complete, right? So even Prabhupada is mentioning, so it's not like Shunyavada. So Lord Lord is full. So even he's taking so many incarnations, so many emanations are coming. So still he is complete whole. He's one. He's never zero or he's never half. So theologians should actually refer to the Vedic descriptions, and this also a point of attention for us. So we should also approach a bona fide spiritual master. Otherwise, we'll be less misled, and then we'll also understand this knowledge in a different way. So God's energy is never lost. So that's very important. And Prabhupada is mentioning how we grow old. So Prabhupada is quoting. So he has at that moment he was already 70 plus. So he's telling I cannot walk fastly. Whereas this young people, so they have so much of energy they can walk. But Lord is not like that. He's always Navayavan. So Adyam Purana Purusham Navayavanam Cha. So though he is he has no beginning, but still he is Navayavan. So that is what is it? The contradictions that is possible for the Lord. And similarly, so Krishna is also all pervasive. So though he is in Goloka, so he's seated in everyone's heart. Ishvara Sarva Bhutanam Hriddeshojina Tishtati. So because Krishna is seated in this body, so this body is also functioning. So in that way, Krishna is all pervasive, and we should not think that. So I have my own Krishna, and then the Paramatma in other person is different. No, it's the same Paramatma. So who is pervading in all the bodies, all the atoms, the whole universe. So that is how the Lord is all pervasive. So he is all pervasive. He is also localized Paramatma. So he is the Supreme Lord. So that is the concept which is mentioned. So there is duality. At the same time, there is also similarity. So we'll stop here. It's already a little more today. So I was thinking, yeah, we saw initially how the rascals will not take the good advice. So we can think about some situations in our life. So where is that? Yeah, this one. So if you give a rascal some good advice, he'll become angry just like a serpent. So just think about some of the situations where we got a real good advice, but we rejected. And so think what made you to reject, and how would you behave or how would you respond given a second chance now. Okay, so thank you so much. We'll stop here. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyev cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you so much. We'll see tomorrow.
Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.
Thank
Dandavat pranam.
you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mata. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhu.